you guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's still sane and safe. I mean, I am still pretty much keeping up, like holding the fort. So in today's video of Do It With Me, I'm going to show you how to get that perfect blended eyeshadow that just makes your heart go like, you know, So I'm going to be spilling a lot of my tips and a lot of my tricks here. So make sure you guys have like a book and a pen with you, because this information is gold, okay? This information is gold. Grab whatever eyeshadow palettes that you have and all the brushes that you have and just sit down with me and let's get on with the eyeshadow. Okay, so my base is already done, as you can see. If you guys want to still know how to do a full coverage base routine, then check out this video right here, watch it and then come back. For today's video, the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using is by Tann Beauty. This is their this is All I Need eyeshadow palette. It's a very beautiful palette. In fact, I've used it quite a few times. Love the pigmentation on this one. It's slightly expensive but totally worth it if you're into eyeshadows and like playing with colors, and if you're a makeup artist, etc, etc. So now I'm using this palette because it's got a lot of nude and like warm and black shades going on. So this is the kind of zone that I'm going to be playing in today, and I feel like most of you might have browns and like smoky tones. What I generally like to do is I use a big fluffy brush for my crease, and I start with my crease always. Like no matter what, I always start with my crease. And the brush that I'm using today is by Sigma. This is their E40 brush. It's a very nice big fluffy brush, which is perfect for your crease and like blending all of that transition shade in. But before I apply the transition shade, I like to just wet my brush with a little bit of setting spray. So I spray it from a distance. This is the NYX setting spray. You can use whatever setting spray that you have. So I'm just gonna spray it at a distance. That's it. The reason that I'm doing this is because I already have my base done and I do not want any fallout on my face. I don't like using you know, tapes and like powders and all of that underneath my eyes, because I feel it's a little too uncomfortable. Like powders make my under eye really dry, and then the tape actually just is too uncomfortable. So I like doing this. Everybody has their own method, and I like doing this because this also actually intensifies the pigment, the color of the eyeshadow. Okay, try this out, you will love it. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Nude. It's a very nice soft brown shade, very close to my skin color, and I'm gonna just place that right on the corner of my eye first. So I'm gonna place it here and then bring it all the way inwards. So I'm using back and forth motions for this, and that's it. You want to just keep it very simple for now. Okay, I'm just making sure that everything is inside the crease. Like my brush is literally going inside the hollows of my socket. I'm not even extending it outwards like that, because if you don't know how to blend it properly, it's going to look really bad. So just keep it inside, like within your eyebrow ke andar. And once I have the color in place, I'm going to do round circular motions just to make sure everything is nice and soft at the top. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade Nectar, which is slightly darker than the transition shade that I used earlier. And this is how you gradually proceed with your shades. You start with the lightest shade and then you go on to the dark and like the darker shades. Before I apply the shade Nectar, I'm gonna spray a little bit of setting spray. Again, I'm gonna start from the corner of my eye using the same brush. I'm gonna repeat the same motion that I did earlier, just back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so now basically my transition shades are done, and moving on to another darker shade. But before that, I'm going to change my brush. So I'm using the ProArte PE23 brush for this. It's slightly smaller and also like denser. So it's like a smaller brush, which is perfect to kind of fit underneath your you know, the brow bone, and it won't like spread your shade outside the brow bone. And again, before using this, I'm going to just spray a little bit of my setting spray. I'm gonna go in with the shade Powwow. So it's a nice chocolate brown shade. Now you're playing with darker shades, okay? So just be careful. Always dust off the excess, because if you don't do that, it's going to fall on your face. I'm going to start from the center of my eyelid, and I'm going to literally just place the shade. I'm just literally tapping it on my eyelid, and I'm going to just place it on my eyeball, like literally feeling my eyeball, and I'm going to just pat the color on my eyeball. And once that's done, I'm gonna go back in with my Sigma tapered E40 brush, the brush that I used earlier. And I'm not taking any eyeshadow on this. I'm just gonna use this to blend the outer edges out. So just to make sure it kind of merges with the transition shades that I've used earlier. Okay, so far it should look something like this, like a really nice soft brown gradient, darker at the lash line and then going softer and fading towards your brow. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade Smoke, and I'm using the same brush, but again I'm gonna use the setting spray. This is the step I can never skip, you guys, because I'm always scared of like fallout on my face. Okay, and now this time I'm gonna go closer to my lash line, and I'm using the same brush for this. Then I'm going back in with my Sigma E40 brush, and again I'm just gonna use one end of it to just blend the outer edges out. Another tip that I want to give you guys is when you're holding the brush to blend your eyeshadow, always hold it here. Don't hold it here, because then you have a very strong grip, and when you have a stronger grip you can't really blend the eyeshadow properly. So depending on the kind of smokiness and the kind of intensity that you're looking for, you can go back into the eyeshadow palette like a few times and, you know, darken it and deepen it as much as you want. But I'm gonna like stick to this because then I have another eyeshadow that I want to use on top of it. It's the shade Gold, so it's a jet black shade. And for this I'm using the Sigmae40 Blending brush. It's a nice tapered fluffy brush, as you can see, which I haven't washed. It's not clean, but it's a nice tapered brush. And again, before I do that, I'm gonna just spray a little bit of my setting spray. Just take a little bit, and then I'm just gonna dust off the excess. So I'm keeping it very, very close to my lash line. I'm not taking it all over my eyeball at this point. Okay, and once I have that in place, I'm going to go back in with my Sigmae40 brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of brown eyeshadow, maybe this one, the chocolate brown eyeshadow, so that I have a little bit of brown that I can blend with the black eyeshadow. And again, I'm going to start with the edge, and again I'm going to start blending that with the black eyeshadow. After blending the other eye, this is how your eyeshadow should look like. Okay, and now I'm using the Beauty Kajal pencil, and I'm gonna fill in my waterline first. I'm gonna go in with a smaller blending brush like this, and I'm gonna go back in with the black shade and apply it around my lower lash line area. So I'm just gonna basically intensify the kohl around my eyes as well. And I'm gonna take it all the way inwards. Like that. Just gonna use a shimmer shade to highlight my brow bone and my inner corners. So even if you wear false lashes, you want to just curl your eyelashes and apply mascara, because then it can handle the weight of your lashes. At the same time, it doesn't look like you have like two different set of lashes on your eyes. So it helps in merging really well with the falsies like that. I have my false lashes on. It's a totally optional step. You don't really have to wear lashes, but it kind of adds a lot more drama and like depth if you're doing a smoky eye look. So yeah. So now for my lips today, I'm just using a nude lip liner. Just a little too lazy right now to look for a lipstick, so I think I'm gonna fill in the lips using the same lip liner. With that, this is the finished look. This is how you want to do your basic smoky eyeshadow. I have given you all of the tips and all of the techniques that I personally do. You guys can like intensify it, reduce it and all of that. So once you get your techniques right, you can just play around with whatever color that you want to. If you are a beginner who's doing this for the first time, it might turn out to be a little, you know, but it's fine. You can just keep practicing. It's just makeup. You can wash it and then do it again, you know. That's the beauty of it. So keep practicing, keep trying it out. Let me know how it turns out. I would love to see your recreations on this. Please do tag me in your stories. And with that, it's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.